Hey troops, how we doing? Dirty Work 75 bringing you your Formula 1 2016 GLC League update. Good afternoon, morning or evening, depending on what time you're watching this video. So what we're going to do, each week I'll bring you a roundup of what's happening with the Formula 1 in regards to qualifying the races and looking forward to next week, whatever happens during that race. So without further ado, let's get on with it. The qualifying. Qualifying was something different, yeah. We're rocking it around Bahrain, which is known for being a very technical track, very hard on the tyres as it was on race night, whether it be the qualifier or the race. So, what happened? Well, qualifying, no incidents, no crashing, no worries. It went really, really well. Some interesting times up and down the boards, but Lockie, he pulled it, he dominated it, clearing the field by almost half a second. Among everyone else. Now, Loki being part of the Red Bull team, we're obviously working well together. Maybe had a different strategy, a secret strategy people didn't know about, because they took number 1 slot and the number 3 slot in regards to qualifying. So, well done to them for the qualifier. Set themselves right up and well for the race in question. Now, in addition to Red Bull doing well and what have you, McLaren, yes, obviously McLaren was in the news recently, yes, where Merlin Mal and McLaren had a disagreement. Depending on who you speak to, the insiders, the pit crew, depends who you will listen to, they parted ways. He's now taken it with Force India. In his first outing in a qualifier, pulled an 11th place slot. Now, a little bit behind his normal pace that he was with McLaren, however, I'm sure once the pit crew and the technicians get down to the nitty gritty with Mal, his spots will be climbing up the ladder sooner rather than later. So he pulled 11th on his first outing in the Force India car, so not bad, at least he wasn't last. Unlike me. Yes, I pulled last with the Williams team, who didn't do so well in the qualifying, to be honest with you. But hey ho, that's me. On my wheel. That's all I say. First time with the wheel, so hey no, it can only get better. So, qualifying done. Moving on to the race. So, the race was really, really interesting. Firstly, what we've got to say is, we've got some new drivers in. It's always kind of difficult, and you don't know how it's going to go because you don't know the rest of the drivers. Like myself, I'm new to the game, but went really, really well. So before we get into the final results, just want to say a big thank you. This is from the guys who run it. This is, from Looney Tunes and Maverick and stuff. Is that thank you to all the drivers that took part, or even planned to take part, because the race was clean, courteous, well mannered, and professional. And there's a lot of respect on track and off track. So cars going off, cars coming back in. Even the overtaking, there was a lot of respect given, so hat off to all the drivers involved. It was a clean race, it really, really was. Constructed well, and there's a lot of pit strategies getting kicked around. There really was. Down to the tyre wear, you found people changing the strategies on maybe more than one occasion. I know a couple that did. You could hear it chatting away in the party, not understanding why the tyres were wearing so fast. But it just shows you the level of drivers that we have and the attention to detail that's in the game, that you're constantly on the fly having to make decisions, and that one decision could make you lose the race, lose a place, or even win the race. So there we go. So moving on to the results, which I have here on my golden bit of paper that you're not going to see. In first place, Binary. Yes, one of our new drivers. He took the pole position away from Loki, who'd done so well in the qualifier. However, Loki did pull it back by getting a second, and in third we had Elite Beast, another one of our new drivers. So well done to those three for pulling the podium on the second outing on the F1 in Bahrain. Now Mal was on his first outing on the Force India. He managed a respectable 7th. So from 11th to 7th, from qualifier to race, not bad for his first outing. Right in the middle of the field, and like I said before, once he gets down with the car, the settings and the technicians and stuff, I'm sure he'll do just as well. Now, bad news. Looney Tunes, he had to bow out of the race. Yeah, the AI finished the race for him, down to a power failure. Now, the power failure didn't come from the car, it didn't come from the pits, it came from home. Yes, unfortunately, I think one of his young ones actually switched his Xbox off accidentally. So none of us took pleasure in it, because it's always a pleasure to have him in party and on track. but unfortunately he dipped out in the points. But with next week coming up, I'm sure he'll be picking the points back up. I'd be glad to be back on race. I know myself, I'll be putting a fire guard or something, automatic weapon next to that power button, just to stop anybody going near it. So next week, yes, we're into China next week. Now, China's a very, very good track. It's about getting the corners, keeping the flow, keeping the momentum. There's no really hard braking corners in it as such. It's just about keeping that pace and not slowing the car down too fast. And some cracking straights on it. It's a track that I like, but I struggle with as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on next week's race. Now, quick finalise on this, the Constructors' Championship, only after 2 weeks, but this is where we are. We have Red Bull holding position 1, position 2 is the Mercedes, and Renault are holding position 3. Now, that doesn't mean that's the way it's going to stay. After all, Lewis Hamilton is not racing. However, we'll see how it goes. It's only race 2. We've got a hell of a lot of races to go and a lot of miles to run. And that's not just in the race, step by practice. So, from me, Dirty Works 95, this is your F1 roundup. And as you